want to move from speech, remember speech, to conduct. Conduct focuses on daily behavior which will not raise questions. Conduct focuses on daily conduct, daily behavior which will not raise questions. Now, would you stand with me for a minute? Remember speech? Okay, let me see speech. Okay, now you keep your hands together. Conduct is how you negotiate through life. Okay, now when you fly across this continent, you find that's how our little roads across the continent will look like. Whenever there's an obstacle, they avoid it. Obstacle, they avoid it. So you find this little windy road and you wonder what's going on. Now, if there's a challenge that they don't need to face, they avoid it. So conduct is actually about that. It's about finding things in life that you need to process. Do I go through this or do I avoid it? So that's a decision you need to make all the time. So let me see you negotiating through the different challenges you will see in life. Thank you. You may take your seat. So, notice then that daily conduct demands that we are consistently conscious of doing what is right wherever we are. Let me tell you a story. A few years ago, when I was a pastor of a church, as a pastor of a church, people expect you to behave well. You know what's worse than that? Being a pastor's kid. I'm both. I'm a pastor's kid, and then I became a pastor. It is the worst thing you can do to yourself. So everywhere you go, people are watching you. That's right. So one day I was driving my car and I got to a stop street. There was a taxi in front of me and the guy was speaking on his phone, and I think he forgot that he was in a car, and he rolled back and rammed into my car. Now, I don't know about you, when people ram into your car like that, you don't get out and say, the Lord bless you and keep you. May his face shine upon you and you can have many children. Is that what you say? So I stormed out of that car like, you do as sinners, I follow you. So, I got out and I was walking towards this guy to remind me of the love of Jesus. And the Lord whispered, as it were, in my ear and says, remember, you are a sinner. And as I was walking there, my steps slowed down because I started thinking about what I was going to do to this taxi driver. So when I stood and knocked on his window, he's still on his phone, and he says, wait. So I had to wait. So I wait for him to come out, and then he comes out. I says, you bumped my car. So he says, oh, I'm sorry. So he moved his taxi and then came to my car and looked, and he says, well, there is no damage. And then he got into his taxi and he left me standing there. And I just smiled and got into my car. Unknown to me, one of my members of my church was in the taxi, watching to see what the pastor was going to do. Now imagine if I'd pulled that taxi driver out and gave him a 5-fold or 10-fold ministry in this case. And then I got in church on Sunday to say, God is good. What would that member of my church be saying or thinking? Now, I want you to realize that conduct is not about how we behave when we are in church. Because most of you are good for church only. After church, oh no, we can't recognize you. Because your behavior doesn't say anything about your faith. That day, I learned one of the biggest lessons of my life, that it matters how I behave wherever I am. That's what conduct is about. So my question is this: when people see you wherever you are, can they say, that's a child of God? Can they? Can they say that? Very important to conduct, negotiate through the challenges life will throw at you. Because why? It matters, no matter where you are. Daily conduct. That's why 2 Timothy says, be very careful how you live. It's actually Ephesians chapter 5. Be very careful how then you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity. Notice, making the most of every opportunity. Why? Because the days are evil. Do you know what that means? It means there are more opportunities to do evil than good these days. So many opportunities. So you need to be careful where your next step is going to be. A few years ago, when I was at college, you know how they design campuses? The guys' raises are on one side of the campus and the girls on the other for obvious reasons. And then usually in between it would be your dining halls where you have the common ground and so forth. So one day we were walking close to where the girls' raises are. Guys like to loiter around that area for I don't know why. So to my shock, there was a young lady running from her res with nothing on. It was probably the first time I'd seen a young lady naked like that. And I'm like, what? And as she's running, she's screaming on the top of her voice. So we realized she was definitely running away from something. So most of us who are conscious, we took off our shirts because it's nice for guys to be topless. You can show off your six-pack, in those days. And so we took off our shirts and covered her and asked her, what's happening? She says, snake. So we asked, where is this animal? She says, in my room. Oh, this is what happened. She had gone to shower. And, most people, when they come out of the shower, you just wrap a towel around your body, right? So she is singing her praises, walks into a room, she comes face to face with a cobra. Now, you don't say, Lord, I lift your name on high at that point, right? What do? You run for your life. Now, you don't say, snake, wait, let me be decent first, do you? No, you take off. So as she took off, she really took off. She lost that towel in the process. That's why she came out the way she did. Now, what was interesting is when the three of us, two guys were with me, we decided, let's go find this animal and put it out of its misery. When we went to the room concerned, I noticed something interesting. Two of my friends were in front and I was in the back for good reasons. And I calculate everything I do. So when we get to this room, they didn't just yank this door open and storm out and say, where is this cobra? No. With a broom, they used the broom to open the door and sort of opened it slowly and then started carefully walking in and look this way and that way. Why? Evil. When there's evil, he doesn't walk in. That's what conduct is. You decide, what environment am I in? Why? I need to calculate where I go. That's what conduct is. So every day, imagine there's a cobra in your room and you got to walk in there. But the problem with evil these days it doesn't look like a cobra. Six-pack, miniskirt, iPhone, internet. Do you get the point? It looks so much appealing. And the results, devastating. You don't want to talk to young people whose life is messed up, who is now realizing when you do certain things, there's an outcome. Young ladies, outcome. It was done in secret, but you have a public opinion. It's like one young lady who came into my office, so we asked, what's wrong with you? She says, I'm pregnant. So we said, what happened? She says, I don't know. The last time it happened without a guy, a big star appeared in the sky. So I went outside and I looked. Conduct. Think about where your next step is going to be. One of the biggest questions young people ask me today, they come and says, I'm in love. I says, oh, thank you. He says, and I just want to ask you something. I say, sure. He says, how far should we go? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? But then when you're in trouble, you don't come and say, we want to know how far we went, if it was all right. No, you are in trouble. You are in trouble. One thing leads to the next, right? That's what most people, young people say to me. I don't know what was happening. One thing led to the next. I stop right there. When one thing was leading to the next, where were you? Be careful. Therefore, do not be foolish. What does the word foolish mean? Is when you know and still get in both feet. Can I tell you a very simple biological lesson? Can I give it to you? When you do certain things, there's an outcome. Simple. Okay. You're not excited. Look at what Pascal says. The virtue of a man ought to be measured not by his extraordinary exertions, but by his everyday conduct. Oh, that's where you get into trouble. Every day. So don't say to yourself, when I grow up, I will settle. Oh, no. You don't settle. You need to learn now. When I mature, I'll think better. No, you need to mature now. That's what this whole lesson is about. It's about us becoming better people. So conduct is an unspoken sermon. I love that. Why? When I live right, I don't even have to ask questions. My life speaks for itself. So you need to ask yourself the question, am I conducting myself the right way? And what is my life saying? So a young lady comes into church with a skirt that you couldn't tell, is it too far away from the knees or too close to the waist? Or is it a belt? So I called her, says, what's going on? She says, if you have a problem with it, it's your problem. I said, you know what, I don't think I'm the one with the problem. Right now, it's all here. Now, I had to ask her a question. I says, in your upbringing, when you saw girls dressed like that, what did you call them? godly, saved, righteous, great, sexy. None of it works. Only the ugly words come out. If I see a lady dressed like that, and even if it's raining and she needs a ride, too bad. So confront improper conduct, not by retaliation, but by example. Don't join them. Win them over to the better side. Have you noticed? When people want to do something wrong, they find compatriots, others to do it with. So when your friend says, try this, you need to ask yourself, why? Why? That's how you retaliate, by good conduct. Good conduct is helpful in this case. So behavior is a mirror in which everyone shows his or her image. If I want to know what you're about, I just watch how you behave. Because your behavior will tell me why. You can't quite hide your behavior. One day your true colors will come out. Like right now, most of you are looking holy, right? I'll wait after the service. I'll watch you. I'll try to watch some of you while you're having coffee. Hey, oh my goodness. As my daughter will say, you have tendencies. Are you all right? Okay, look at the person next to you and say, are you okay? Ask them. Can I trust your behavior? Yeah, we have a challenge, don't we? With some of you. Tell the person next to you, you need help. They might smack you. So look at this. Live. Live so that your pastor will not lie at your funeral. When some of you die, we have a challenge. We don't know what to say. At a funeral, we're supposed to pay tribute to you and say, oh, you were a great person. Well, actually, if we have to say the truth, what would we say? They put on many people's tombstones, rest in peace. They mean it. What they mean is they are resting in peace. Oh my goodness. Don't ask them to put RIP on your tombstone, They should put something else. We miss you. I asked my wife on my tombstone, she should put there gone. Yeah. Not here. Why would you bother? Gone for good. Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Think about what you put on your tombstone, but maybe better still, think about if people had to be truly honest, what would they put? Yeah. Think about it. If they were given the liberty to say, put what you really know about this person. Yeah. Some of it we couldn't read. What would be on a tombstone, could we? So live so that your pastor will not have a hard time. So let's ask this question then. If everyone at your church behaved just like you, what kind of a church would it be? Because most of you keep saying, our church is this. No. You are a member of it. So if we were to use you as the standard, what kind of a church would we have? Now, you know yourself. You can fool all of us, but you can't fool yourself. So I want you to write for yourself. Make sure your neighbor does not see what you write. Because you've got to be honest with yourself. Think about it. If everyone at church behaved just like you, what kind of a church would it be? You got to write something. It will be full of people who are mean and surly, because that's where you are, right? Think about it. And the reason you need to be honest is so that you can actually say to yourself, maybe I need to change. I need to change. So do that. Take a few minutes.